Welcome back to Cityline, everyone. I am joined today by two fabulous guests from Tacoma Refugee Choir. First joining us is Erin Gwinnett. She is the Executive and Artistic Director. Welcome today.
Thank you for having us. It's lovely to be here today.
And we're also joined by Maurice Lakia. He is the Fundraising Associate as well as a choir member himself. Welcome, Maurice.
Thank you so much, and I'm great. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. I'd like to start with you first, Erin. A huge milestone has just been celebrated by Tacoma Refugee Choir. Congratulations on 5 years in Tacoma doing fabulous work for our community. Tell us a little bit about the 5 years that you've been with the organization, as well as some really important memories that you've had since the birth, if you will, of the Tacoma Refugee Choir.
Yes, we're so excited about reaching this milestone. 5 years feels like an important place to get to, and it's been quite a journey from starting as a little pilot project with Tacoma Community House and growing into an organization that has now served over 600 people from over 53 countries and having such powerful experiences. We've just had some amazing things. And as we record this, we have a choir member who's going up for her citizenship test. This will make our sixth member who has become a citizen in the choir. We've celebrated babies and weddings, but also really difficult hardships in home countries together and the challenges of life, especially during this pandemic. We've also lost some of our choir members, and that's been something that has united us in great love, because you can't mourn if you don't have love to start with. We're just so thrilled to be still here, especially after the difficult year we've had.
And tell us a little bit more about the Tacoma Refugee Choir in terms of how many choir members you have, and then why is music so important in our community, not just now, but during COVID?
Yes, exactly. So we typically have about 30 people who come to a rehearsal. We've had as many as 90 people on a week pre-pandemic, but the numbers we've kept the size smaller for obvious reasons. And when we gather together, we're singing together and we're sharing songs, and it changes how we feel. Case in point, yesterday was actually a very difficult day for me, but I knew that I had the choir coming together last night. And as we sang together, everything gets put into perspective. You have your choir family there for you. And it's been such a blessing, even for me, to feel that unity of purpose. And when we sing together, our hearts literally start beating together. We can feel both joy and pain and purpose in the work that we're doing.
And I can also imagine with a choir that it is made up of a diverse group of people coming from different backgrounds, different socioeconomic backgrounds, certainly different experiences. But once you're singing together, you're all one. Is that how it feels when you're singing together?
Absolutely. I think everyone who comes to the choir is seeking belonging, no matter what background. We have a song that says, it doesn't matter where you're from, we all need love. And that is so true, especially as we've experienced so much isolation. We've realized how much we need each other and how much we are dependent on each other to get through the challenges of life.
And Maurice, you're tasked with fundraising. That's a big, lofty task for sure. And you're also a choir member. So you see really both sides of what you're able to bring in terms of supporting the choir, but also being a member of the choir. I think it's a very interesting perspective on both sides. So tell us a little bit about what your role is and how important it is to the sustainability and the future of the Tacoma Refugee Choir.
Thank you so much for the question. I'm a member first, And then just recently, I've been moved to do the fundraising, to be associated with fundraising. There is no much of a difference for me because the motivation I have is so high, and being a member, it does not stop me from also reaching out to the donors, people who contributing to our organization, and to reach out to them, to build a relationship with them, and be able to thank them for what they are doing to help our movement. How we call our movement, our organization or whatever. So I'm so excited every single time because for me, it's not a job because I'm so very motivated. This is my very first experience in being a part of something since I have been in the United States. And this has become my family. And therefore, to help my family, I don't have any limit. I'm so highly motivated.
And tell us a little bit about how it is in terms of reaching out into the Tacoma community, or Pierce County, if you will, to help with raising funds and supporting the choir.
So every thing we are doing, all the reaching out to people when through singing, we go a lot traveling to different communities, talk to them about so because some people don't know, even living in Tacoma, they don't know much about who we are. So we have to explain to them what we do, who we are, how we try to be not only getting together singing, but also being involved in our community, because this is our community, this is our place, our home. Therefore, we get to let them know what the organization is doing. So what the Tacoma Refugee Community is doing for us, for people like me and others. So we need the help to continue doing that mission. We need some help from them, and they understand very well. If we haven't the feedback is so great, and we keep on pushing to people to get to know us and also to contribute to help us financially.
I love it. Everything that you all are doing is it just speaks volumes in terms of welcoming everybody around a common theme and really celebrating the gifts that everybody has to give, certainly when they're singing. And Aaron, what Maurice had talked about is that you all are going out into the community and spreading the word and sharing in the different ways as to how people can help contribute. So I'm curious, you all started as the main choir, and you have some offshoot events and activities from that. So tell us a little bit more about that. And then, of course, the big celebration of 5 years and how you all are going about celebrating this significant and very praiseworthy milestone for the choir.
Thank you. We've had a lot of fun, especially this summer, because we have been able to get out with certain safety precautions in place. Hopefully we'll be able to do as much of that as we can safely outside. We're very cognizant of safety and wanting to make sure our choir members and the people in our community remain safe. So we've been involved with a lot of efforts around mask distribution, training on Zoom for our choir members, and we've also created videos about masks. But we're doing some work with vaccination as well, so that the members of the community who might want to join us have those resources. But this coming weekend, we have Grammy winner Martha Gonzalez Quetzal Flores coming to town for a very exciting set of collective songwriting workshops on Thursday night at 7, Friday night at 7 for teens and young adults, and then Saturday at 10:30 for a session in Spanish, and 1 o'clock also open to the community. And these are so exciting because what Martha and Quetzal do is incorporating with our methodology, which is really based in personal expression and expressing as a group. So in 1 hour, she helps a group write a song, and we're really leaning into this idea of songwriting. Over the last few years, we've written 10 original songs that we perform as a choir. And this coming winter, we are planning to record our first album. So we're writing more songs as we prepare for this new album we are so excited to release next spring. Recording an album is not an inexpensive venture, especially with the extra precautions needed for COVID. So we are seeking to raise $40,000 before the end of the year for that project specifically. And we also are just excited to be able to have these opportunities to connect with the community in this effort as we prepare for writing this album.
You all sure have a lot to build on and a lot to look forward to. And Maurice, recognizing that there is a need for the $40,000 to produce the first album, how can the Tacoma community and the regional community really get behind this effort and support the choir?
Well, the support we need is just what we are, seeking, going to different events. We want, like I said earlier, that we have some impression that people didn't know much about the Tacoma Refugee Choir, but now they're getting to know, and they also know what we are preparing to do, and we're asking them to help us reach the goals, because we are not. This is not only about the name. It says it's Tacoma Refugee Choir, but we are not only for refugees, but our community, direct community, like here. That is, we are a part of this place. So we volunteering, contributing in different ways. But while we are doing that, we also explain our need of reaching our goals, that we need help. We cannot do this by ourselves. So we need the contribution from our community to reach our goals.
Mm-hmm. And Aaron, I'm certain you all have a website. It's refugeechoir.org. So there are definitely ways to learn more about the songwriting workshops that you have coming up. Maurice, certainly ways in which people can contribute, whether it's financially or volunteering or donating to the organization. And I would have to say that I just really applaud the both of you and, of course, the Tacoma Refugee Choir for all the gifts that it is sharing back to our community and really showing that path forward, that inclusiveness. It lifts all boats, right? The high tides lift all boats, and inclusiveness does too. And I think that I think it's really demonstrating to everybody that together we are better, and the way that we overcome those challenges in our community or things that we're facing personally is that if we are together and we're celebrating and working with one another, we're going to be further ahead than trying to tackle things alone. And I just applaud all of you for the gift of happiness and for showing everyone truly how we make a difference in the community. And I congratulate you on your 5th birthday. That is such a significant milestone. Thank you both for being here. Give our best to the Tacoma Refugee Choir, and we will continue to look for the workshops, the album that will be released, and all the great work and performances that you'll do around the community. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Phaedra.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this past hour of Cityline. Very informational and exciting information to know about in and around the Tacoma community. We'll see you next time on Cityline.